Coming up on Mountain News at 6, leaders in Letcher County are looking at ways to move forward following the flood. And in Rockcastle County, police respond to several crashes on the interstate.
And more snows on the forecast tonight. Details coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Amelia Lee. Letcher County is still dealing with the aftermath of flooding after heavy rains over the weekend caused high water, mudslides, and road damage. Now freezing temperatures and snow are only making things worse. WYMT's Caroline Mueller spoke with officials about available resources and next steps.
The floodwaters may have receded, but the impact is far from over. The soaked ground is now freezing, increasing the risk of landslides and other hazards.
That ground's going to freeze and thaw. Everybody needs to be aware and vigilant about the mountainside around them, where they're traveling, and that kind of thing.
The extreme weather has left some residents without power or water. Letcher County Judge Executive Terry Adams says the county is working to get supplies to those in need.
We've brought water in. So far we've brought in 3 tractor and trailer loads. We've give out 1 so far, and we've got 2 left, and more to come if we need them.
Seth Long is the executive director of Homes Incorporated. He says this is a situation Eastern Kentucky has faced time and time again.
We've been through this before. We kind of know the drill. We know what needs to be done, and we know that we need to pull together to help each other.
But Adams says immediate relief is not enough. He is pushing for long-term solutions to prevent future flooding disasters.
I think that we need to do a major overhaul of our stream beds in Eastern Kentucky. There's a lot of silt that's come down through the years, and it seems like it compounds every year, and what wouldn't flood our roadways a year ago seems to be flooding them now.
For now, recovery is slow as crews struggle to reach damaged areas.
It puts the road repair on hold with the snow and the ice. It makes it more difficult for the road crew to get out and fix those projects.
Folks can stop by the Letcher County Rec Center for cases of water, or if they just need a warm place to stay. In Letcher County, Caroline Mueller, WYMT Mountain News.
In addition to the rec center, there are warming centers at Sandlick, Gordon, and Whitesburg Fire Departments. Information on flood recovery resources can be found on our website, WYMT.com. People in Pike County are also working to clean up and move forward. In Pikeville, one of the hardest hit neighborhoods was the Lakeview community, where homes saw a fast and ferocious flooding that tore through the bottom level of many homes and hit others even harder. Folks have been working to clean up since the waters receded, saying it's depressing to see the things they've worked for and the memories they've collected covered in mud.
Then now seeing all the devastation around everywhere, not just here, but seeing that, it was the scariest thing I've probably seen. As fast as the water was rising, like, I'm just thankful for the rescue people that actually got here and told us to evacuate immediately.
We will have more from Justice and from one of the outreaches working to get people back on their feet coming up tonight at 11. People in Louisville are joining together to send donations to the mountains. Attorney Sam Aguiar and his office begin collecting supplies today. They're loading up a truck to take to areas. Several of the attorneys working in the office are from Eastern Kentucky, including Sarah Collins, who just lost her uncle in the floods.
I've just been devastated. My hometown is destroyed, and I came to work, and people here immediately took action.
They will be collecting donations at the office on Plantside Drive until Friday. Many Kentuckians are still without water after the flood and winter weather. Knott County Sportsplex is one site that residents can go to if they are in need of water. The Sportsplex is partnered with the Knott County Emergency Management Team in the efforts to make sure the community has clean water. Today, the site received another water delivery. Director of Knott County's Emergency Management Team, James Sandland, is eager to give the community water.
Right now, if they can just notify us on the Knott County Emergency Management page, Facebook page, who needs water, we'll try our best. You know, we're sending pallets out faster than we can get them in right now. And so, you know, the biggest thing is if you can let us notify us who needs water and when, we'll do our best on the emergency management page to get everybody water.
One employee stated that the Knott County Sportsplex will be open until 10, weather permitting. No word yet on how many days the site will continue to hand out water. A power line down in Whitley County left 3 homes without power and some folks stranded in the process. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino was there with the Swift Water Rescue Team.
3 residential homes in Williamsburg were surrounded by water in Whitley County, making homeowners feel like they were on an island. The Cumberland Valley Rural Electric Company contacted the county judge Wednesday morning, requesting assistance to homes that have been without power since Saturday. The weekend flood caused their only road access in and out of the home to wash away, but the harsh weather combined with floodwaters made it dangerous.
Water rescues can be deadly, especially with the water and the cold temperatures.
Rescue squad used swift water equipment and gained access to the residents safely.
And they went house to house to check on the people that didn't have power to see if they needed anything. And if they wanted to stay, that's their choice.
All residents were safe and either had evacuated prior to the floods or chose to stay home. Rescue squad spoke with one resident who said he is happy at home and all he wishes for is a loaf of bread. In Whitley County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
Rains says things seem to be calming down and they hope everyone can get back to normal soon. A church in downtown Hazard is bringing in volunteers to help with flood relief efforts. First Baptist Church has 30 beds and 30 cots for volunteers from throughout the country to stay on if they come and volunteer. Pastor Tim Reynolds says the church started housing volunteers after the July 2022 flood, as folks came to Eastern Kentucky to give back to the community and help the Appalachian people rebuild.
Since the 2022 flood, we've had over 2,000 people to stay at our church, go out into the community, do mud outs, do repairs.
Volunteers from Asheville, North Carolina and other parts of the country will begin volunteering over the weekend, making their way to Hazard in the coming days and serving as many communities as they can. One roadway in Perry County is being shut down following last weekend's flooding. Transportation cabinet officials say Kentucky 80 at mile 5.71 is being closed due to a break in the pavement. Engineers with KYTC say the area has gotten so bad they have deemed it unsafe to travel through. The closing is between Kentucky 2021 and the bridge crossing the North Fork of the Kentucky River. No timetable was provided for when the road would be reopened. WYMT is partnering with Appalachian Regional Healthcare and WKYT to host a special telethon dedicated to raising funds for flood relief efforts. Appalachia Strong will be from 6 until 7 tomorrow on WYMT. The event will bring local leaders, community members, and healthcare professionals to provide much needed support to those affected by the flooding. Viewers will have multiple ways to contribute, whether that's by phone, online, or by mailing checks. Walmart is lending a helping hand to folks impacted by the recent flooding. Officials say the company is sending truckloads of donated cleaning supplies, food, and water to local governments and organizations in Kentucky and West Virginia. There will also be a mobile kitchen serving free meals to those in the community at the Pikeville Walmart. Starting tomorrow, meals will be provided each day from 11:30 until 1:30 and then again from 4:30 to 6:30. Governor Andy Beshear hosted another briefing in Frankfort this morning. No new deaths were reported from the update, keeping the toll at 14 for the state. Governor Beshear says there were still more than 200 state highways that were closed, 10 of those caused by mudslides and 1 from rock slides. We have more details from his briefing at WYMT.com.
All right, so we're getting a break in the snow, but snow chances will pick up as we go throughout the later part of the evening into the overnight hours. Here's the latest with live pinpoint Doppler radar. All is quiet right now across eastern Kentucky, but look off towards the west. You can see that snow starting to push in across portions of central Kentucky. This will start to push its way through again as we go into the late part of the evening into the overnight hours. Somerset right now, look at your temperature, 21 degrees, but your wind is coming up out of the north around 10 miles per hour. And with that wind, It feels like 10 degrees out there. Humidity is sitting at 74%. Take a look at the temperatures across the area right now. We're already sitting at 18 in Wise, 24 in Harlan, Manchester's at 24, 25 in Boonville, Jackson. Good evening to you. You're at 20. Same story in Prestonsburg. So the forecast for tonight will take us down to 16. We'll see temperatures right around 23 degrees by the 10 o'clock time frame. We'll go to 19 by 4 a.m. and then 17 with cloudy skies by 7 a.m. But after we get past this, there's going to be a nice little break. Details in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Amelia.
All right, thank you, Eric. Well, folks are trying to stay warm and stay safe after the recent snow and winter weather. With a lot of the mud and muck freezing after the flood from over the weekend, people in Perry County are being urged to stay inside if they don't need to leave. Perry County Emergency Management Director Jerry Stacy says it's hard for some people to get out of their homes, but he says the people of Appalachia always get through the worst together.
You know, the one thing I know about the people here in the mountains, we're tough, we're resilient. We have issues like this, we have each other's back, we get shoulder to shoulder and just plow ahead and figure out how to get through these things.
Some roads are very slick with multiple back-to-back events, making those roadways even worse. Parts of Interstate 75 in southern Kentucky were closed early morning during the snowfall. Police say many of the crashes were collisions involving tractor trailers. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to a man who was stuck in the backup for hours.
Traffic on southbound I-75 was moving at its normal clip by early Wednesday afternoon, but earlier it was a much different picture.
Well, just been sitting up here on the highway for a little over 2 hours. It's normally about a 25-minute drive.
Cromer was among the many stuck while crews worked to clean up the crashes and the messes they caused.
2 commercial vehicles collided on I-75. Probably due to the weather.
I'm just glad I had a full tank of gas, cold as it was.
Police also worked a number of other smaller accidents off the interstate. They say that none of them were very serious, none involved injuries, but the snow kept them from being cleaned up quickly.
The highway department and they're doing the best they can to get these roads clear. The roads are slick. The side roads, they're really, really bad.
Conditions improved a lot as the day went on, but when the snow is falling, police say the best advice is to either not drive, plan your trip carefully.
If you got to go to work, you got to leave early to arrive there safely and on time, because you never know when an accident's going to happen and you're going to be stuck on the interstate for hours.
Glad it's over with and the road's back open and hopefully there ain't no more of them.
Sentiment many others are also feeling. In Rockcastle County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Kentucky Vehicle Enforcement is working to investigate the crashes.